Good day and welcome to our new webinar. First of all, thank you to all the attendants for joining the webinar. It is a pleasure for us to share this time with you. As you may know, Cosmeservice is a cosmetic consulting company focused on cosmetic safety and regulation. You are welcome to visit our website. Today, our new webinar, Sustainable Cosmetics. Does natural really mean sustainable? Given by Mila Lopez and Davinia Callejo from Regulatory Affairs Area of Cosmeservice. We will try to give you some keys to designing a sustainable cosmetic product and break the myths about what we understand by natural cosmetics and sustainable cosmetics. The duration will be about 30 minutes. If you have any questions or concerns, just contact us. On the first and last slide, you will find our contact details. We will be glad to receive your emails, and at the end of the webinar, you will find a brief questionnaire. Your answers will help us to improve our services. Firstly, my name is Davinia. Let's go over what we will be seeing throughout the webinar. We are going to start with an introduction about natural and organic ingredients and what sustainability is. After that, we are going to see the difference between natural and organic cosmetics. Later, we will explain strategies for sustainable cosmetics. And finally, we are going to end this webinar with examples about typical claims in natural cosmetics and some takeaway ideas. Introduction. The first point of the introduction is natural cosmetics according to consumers. What do consumers understand by sustainable cosmetics? There are different ideas about what a natural cosmetic is. For example, some consumers consider that natural cosmetics are related to well-being, health, and respect for the environment. Others think that natural cosmetic products are products with some natural ingredients like aloe vera, coconut, avocado, etc. Also, there are consumers that believe that this kind of products are products without unnecessary ingredients or additives, but they don't know which ingredients have to be excluded. Finally, some of them consider that natural involves cruelty-free products. However, they don't know that all cosmetic products marketed in Europe are not tested on animals. Which is the target population of natural and sustainable cosmetics? The most common consumer of this kind of cosmetic product is an urban woman about 40 years old with children or pregnant, medium or high purchasing power, healthy lifestyle, and with a vegetarian or vegan diet. Although nowadays natural cosmetics are available for all consumers, as you can find natural cosmetics in common supermarkets, for example. Not only consumers are increasingly aware of the environment and the use of natural products, but it is also a trend for companies to develop natural and more sustainable cosmetic products. As we can see, these companies are gradually including this trend more and more in their advertising and the use of social networks because that is the current trend. In this slide, we can see examples of two companies in the sector that promote their products on Facebook with a natural tendency and related to vegetables and fruit. In short, with a healthy lifestyle and one that takes care of the environment. Here, there are two more examples that claim in the same way the intent of their products in a natural standpoint, caring for the environment and with a healthy lifestyle. But now they use another common social network such as Instagram. Moving forward to the next point, we will discuss natural and organic ingredients. According to ISO 16128, natural ingredients are obtained only from plants, animals, microorganisms, or minerals by any of these procedures: physical processes, fermentation reactions, or other procedures that are indicated in this ISO. On the other hand, non-natural ingredients are ingredients that are greater than or equal to 50% by molecular weight of fossil fuel origin, or other ingredients which do not fall into one of the other categories defined in this guideline. Now we are going to look into natural ingredients. Those can be differentiated into two groups: organic and non-organic ingredients. Organic ingredients are those that are produced from organic farming methods specified in ISO 16128 or from wild harvesting. Non-organic ingredients are natural ingredients, mineral or non-mineral ones, and water. As a result of the tendency of natural in all areas of daily life, eco-natural cosmetics emerged. It is regulated by European Regulation number 834 from 2007. In it, it is established that to consider a product as an eco-natural product, it must be made up of more than 95% certified organic ingredients by a specific organization in charge of this kind of certifications. Lastly, we are going to discuss the doubt about all natural cosmetic products being sustainable or not. Sustainability is assuming that nature and environment are not inexhaustible sources of resources, promoting social development to achieve satisfactory levels of quality of life, and fostering economic growth that creates equitable wealth for all without harming the environment. Sustainable development is one that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So, it is to carry out with actions everything that is defined in sustainability. The sum of both leads us to find a definition of sustainable cosmetics, as there is no such definition of this term. Taking into account the above definitions, it could be considered as a set of processes which favors society, environment, and economy while producing cosmetic products. We would like to ask the following question: is everything natural sustainable? The answer is that something natural can be sustainable, but it is not sustainable by definition. An example could be that to obtain a natural ingredient, large resources of space would be needed for its agriculture and a great financial and personal investment for the planting, harvesting, and treatment of that ingredient. So, we can see that sometimes natural is not the most sustainable option. How could we get a sustainable cosmetic? There are some strategies aimed at achieving more sustainable cosmetics, which we are going to explain in detail in the next slides. They include the design stage, R&D, the choice of packaging materials, the product manufacturing, the distribution, the consumption, and the post-consumption. It is important to take into account that every step of the life of the cosmetic product is relevant to consider it as sustainable cosmetic product or not. Natural and organic cosmetics. The first point of the natural and organic cosmetics section is the Cosmos Standard certification. Labels of Cosmos Standard must have specific characteristics like color, font, and size. Moreover, we can differentiate between Cosmos Organic and Cosmos Natural label for finished products, Cosmos Certified label for ingredients, and Cosmos Approved label for raw materials. Now we are going to explain labeling requirements of Cosmos Organic and Cosmos Natural. Cosmos Organic grants the product organic certification, that is, certifies that the product contains a minimum of organic certified ingredients. Cosmos Natural certifies that the product is made mostly by natural ingredients. These labels can be in black, white, or in the same color as the associated logo, that is, green for Cosmos Organic or blue for Cosmos Natural label. Or they can be in another color different from those mentioned previously by a special permission. There are specific requirements for certifying your products as organic or natural by Cosmos Standard. For certifying your product as Cosmos Organic, it has to have a minimum of 95% of organic physically processed agro-ingredients, less than 2% of petrochemical rests, more than 20% of total organic content in the formula except of rinse-off products like soaps, aqueous emulsified products, and products with more than 80% of mineral ingredients. The exceptions to this rule could contain greater than or equal of 10% of organic total content in the formula. For certifying your product as Cosmos Natural, the product has to have less than 2% of petrochemical rests, and there is no minimum organic content to comply with. There are several organizations around the world that could certify Cosmos Standard products. In this slide, we have listed some of them from different countries. We would like to highlight that it is a long process and later it requires renewals, since it is a certification with an expiration date. The second and last idea of the natural and organic cosmetics section is the percentage of natural and organic ISO 16128 guideline. If you want to claim a specific percentage of natural ingredients in your product, it must comply with the specified requirements in ISO 16128. In this guideline, you can find the way to calculate the natural ingredient percentage of your product. If you don't calculate it, you have to claim that your product is made with natural ingredients without a specific percentage. For example, there are two examples of products that claim specific percentage of natural ingredients. 98% in the case of the product of Garnier and 95% in the case of the Sephora product. And now I would like to introduce you to my colleague Mila Lopez, who will continue the rest of the webinar. Thank you to all.
Thank you, Davinia. My name is Mila, and I'll be continuing this webinar with the explanation about sustainable cosmetic strategies. The first point of the Sustainable Cosmetic Strategies section is the finished cosmetic product design. One of the first things to take into account when making a cosmetic product is the choice of the raw materials we are going to include in the formula. As we mentioned previously, natural ingredients sometimes are not the best solution when making a sustainable cosmetic product. So, what can we do? We have to look for more sustainable alternatives like biotechnology processes or green chemistry. That is, new ways to synthesize chemicals without harming the environment. Therefore, there are some solutions to use natural raw materials that, in turn, are sustainable, such as using natural ingredients with sustainable certification like the RSPO certification of palm oil, or initiatives like the Madeira Initiative. This is to use ingredients from cell culture, using only some parts of the plant more concentrated and sustainable. The choice of packaging is a determining phase in the obtaining of a sustainable cosmetic, as this step will influence the manufacturing, distribution, consumption, and post-consumption procedures. For this reason, we would like to mention some solutions to achieve more sustainable packaging, like creating new material like bio-based plastics, or designing eco-design packaging, which is a technical, creative, and multidisciplinary procedure for packaging development with the following characteristics: feasible, desirable for clients and consumers, and sustainable with an optimal resource use and emission generation. On the other hand, to get a sustainable packaging, we have to take into account three important points: the security of the finished product, innovation in the design of the packaging, and to be in compliance with the regulation. Nowadays, several cosmetic companies, not only the most recognized ones, but also the private labels, are looking for more sustainable packaging, either with plastic and/or paper materials. In this slide, there are some different examples of recycled and recyclable packaging, which are made of other materials different from plastics. In Europe, there are some strategies planned for the future about using plastics in packaging. These strategies are using more than 65% of recyclable plastics to make cosmetic packaging from 2025 onwards. As of 2030, 100% of plastic packaging have to be recyclable, compostable, or reusable. In this slide, there are two examples of packaging from two different companies that comply with these requirements. In this example, the company claims that the bottle is made from ocean recycled plastics. And in this one, the company claims that the bottle is 100% recycled. The second part of the Sustainable Cosmetic Strategies section is about the manufacturing and distribution. How could we improve the cosmetic sustainability? Apart from the design of the finished cosmetic products with the search of both raw materials and packaging, we will have to take into account the manufacturing and distribution procedures. Thus, we could keep some parameters in mind during these procedures in order to improve the cosmetic sustainability, such as cold manufacturing procedures, concentrated products, minimalism cosmetics, reduction of water and energy consumption, using renewable energy, using of green roofs in the industry to reduce the carbon dioxide generated, the correct waste management, and searching and use of ergonomic packaging, among others. Moreover, the Cosmetic Toiletry and Perfumery Association proposes a net positive cosmetic industry, which involves a positive global impact on society, environment, and economy. The third and last point of the Sustainable Cosmetic Strategies section is the consumption and post-consumption. Consumption and post-consumption are very important points in the sustainability process of a cosmetic product. Why? Because only between 5 to 20% of the environmental impact of a cosmetic product is due to the phase prior to consumer use. That is, more than 80% of the environmental impact is caused by the consumer use and post-consumer waste of the product. Thus, the best way to minimize this impact is the education of the consumers, with marketing actions like publicity about the sustainable of their products in social networking, seminars, or conferences for consumers' awareness. Permitted versus non-permitted claims. What could we consider an ideal cosmetic product for the consumers? Nowadays, an ideal cosmetic product for the consumers is a product that has claims such as paraben-free, alcohol-free, cruelty-free, or toxic-free. However, these kind of claims are not in compliance with the Commission Regulation number 655/2013 about claims in cosmetics. Why? Because you do not claim something if you are simply compliant with the regulation, like cruelty-free or GMO-free, as European cosmetic regulation does not allow testing cosmetics nor raw materials on animals, neither using GMO substances. Thus, you cannot indicate this information to market your products in Europe. Also, you cannot claim something that could denigrate the competitors nor denigrate ingredients legally used, like paraben-free or alcohol-free, as they are permitted according to European cosmetic regulation, unless your product is aimed at a specific population, such as babies. However, there are some symbols that are permitted in Europe because they are certified by a recognized and private certification organization, like these ones. In this slide, there are some different examples about right and wrong claims according to European cosmetic regulation. For example, in this case, there are two different claims, one permitted and one that isn't. So, the permitted one is that the brand wants to highlight that a sustainable raw material is included in this product, such as palm oil with RSPO certification. The one that is not allowed is that it claims to be cruelty-free, as any cosmetic product marketed in Europe cannot be tested on animals. Moreover, we would like to highlight that cruelty-free does not mean that the product is suitable for vegans. In this case, we could justify the claim vegan alone if this product complies with the requirements about vegan products, like not containing any ingredient from animal origin, among other requisites. To indicate a product as a vegan product, you cannot say that it is 100% vegan, because if this product contains only one ingredient from animal origin, it is not vegan at all. And if there are no ingredients from any animal origin, then it is vegan, but without a percentage. Thus, to claim vegan, you could indicate it like this one. In this case, it is not permitted to use the claim "we never test on animals", as we mentioned previously. Also, the claims free from synthetic fragrance, parabens, mineral oils, or silicone are not permitted because these ingredients are allowed to be used in cosmetic products, according to European regulation. In addition, the claims free from GMO and phthalates are not permitted because these ingredients are not allowed to be used in cosmetics. Takeaway ideas. We would like to mention some takeaway ideas. Take all the steps into account from design to post-consumer waste, favoring society, environment, and economy. Something natural can be sustainable, but it is not by definition. Natural cosmetic product does not mean sustainable cosmetic product. Technology and science add value to cosmetics. Confirm the compliance of your product by contacting an expert in the field. Work on your sustainable product from the beginning. We really appreciate your attendance to our webinar, and we hope you have been able to take away some important ideas. If you have any doubts or questions about what we discussed today, please feel free to contact either of us in the email addresses listed on this slide. If you could please take a moment to fill out the survey that you will see after we finish the webinar, we would really appreciate your feedback. Have a great day!